Hey everyone, so this is the Teclast X5 Pro. GearBest once again sent this out to me. The impressive thing about this tablet, instead of it just being an interesting, nice Windows tablet, is that it's using the new Intel Kaby Lake low power SoC, system on a chip. So it's using the Intel 615 HD integrated GPU that Intel puts on this guy. Let's see if we can go ahead and see some settings so that you can see what I'm running at. I apologize for all this other stuff that's going on here, but it's informative to you to see what's going on. So you can see right here that the resolution that I'm running is 640 by 480, but I'm running that at 50% of internal resolution, so it's actually 320 by 240. Why I'm doing that is more because those settings at 320 by 240 is more in line to what I was running the GPD Win at. So we can have a one-to-one relationship to what the GPD Win was actually doing. So all the other settings are off or at low. So if we go into advanced, OpenGL 4.5 is used, just like the GPD Win. You can see the internal resolution scale set at 50%, so that's half of that resolution. And then everything else is low. On the GPD Win, I had that set to 100%, and I made it run in a window mode, and then I just had the native resolution running lower. It was like some stupid number, like 312 by 216. So we're still in the same ballpark, but it's just important for you to see that. You can see that it shows 4 cores here, but it's actually 2 cores with hyperthreading. So you can see core 0 and core 1, and these are the frequencies that they run at. The GPU will scale up to 900 megahertz, except it doesn't quite hit that. It'll kind of underclock itself at 750. It's important that it does that because you can already see that I've already played one round, and we're already climbing up to 85 degrees Celsius. It will climb up high. There is no active heatsink on this tablet. It is passive only. So being it passive, I actually enabled these thermal throttling parameters here. So when you see these go to yes, you'll see that the tablet is, well, the integrated system on a chip is automatically throttling itself lower. Performance does get affected momentarily, but it's actually quite fast with how temps drop when they do some performance stuff. But already you can see that we're doing far better in terms of frame rate versus the GPD Win. But you can see a lot of aliasing like you could on all this aliasing that's going on here. Pretty much the same as the GPD Win. The only reason that I'm comparing this tablet to the GPD Win is because of the package power, which you can see right here. We're at 7 watts. Every now and again it'll climb to 10 watts. You can see that our GPU clock is 650 megahertz. That actually can go a little bit higher, 700. This can actually go up to like 900 megahertz, and there are ways to do that. There's going to be another video that I'm going to make where we can take a look at the BIOS settings separately. There's actually going to be a lot of videos that I'm going to be doing on this Teclast, mostly because of the Kaby Lake system on a chip that I'm mostly interested in, not so much the tablet. The tablet is interesting in and of itself. I'll do a review of the tablet by itself, but there's going to be a bunch of videos that I'm going to do just so that we can have kind of metrics taking a look at how this chipset performs. Also, I'm recording at 60 frames a second on my camera, so you will actually be able to see close to good frame rate. So you'll be watching at 60 frames a second from my camera. So watching this should be pretty fluid. Let's just quickly. Come on in, jump up. Alright, so while I have one on, we can actually discuss what's going on here. You can see that the GPU is not being stressed at all by the settings that we currently have. The GPU is completely available. It's the CPU that is kind of not being able to keep up. And right now the clock is rather low, because this actually goes up to 2.6 gigahertz. The cool thing about this is that with the XTU, we can actually increase and overclock this chipset as well real easily. It's available in the BIOS. I've already enabled Intel XTU. The problem is that we're already kind of cooking the chip. And there's no real point to me increasing the frequency, because it's just going to thermal throttle really fast because of the passive heatsink. If we had an active heatsink on this, a proper active heatsink, keeping those temps low, we could actually, you know, keep frequency up. Anyway, so I mean, like, you can see that it's mostly we haven't throttled at all, so we're actually keeping up pretty good. There were some other scenes that I had managed to, well, I was also running at 1280 by 720 at the time, and frame rate wasn't nearly as good. I do recommend this game. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of fun. Really good. See, that's it. The thing is that I'm using the latest BIOS for the 1545 drivers that Intel has available right now. The good and bad about that. The good thing is that Vulkan is enabled at a BIOS and at a beta level. So that means that Vulkan does initialize. I do have the latest Vulkan runtimes running as well. However, Vulkan crashes all over the place. Vulkan crashes when I'm trying to run Doom in Vulkan mode, and Vulkan crashes on Dolphin when I try to run Dolphin as well. So it still seems like Intel has a lot of work left to do on the Vulkan side of things, driver-wise. So unfortunately, I can't show you all of that right now, because all of these CPU problems that I'm having should actually be even better when we do get Vulkan. So once Vulkan becomes stable and mature on Intel side, it's actually going to be even better. Much like I was saying about the GPD Win, but the GPD Win, unfortunately, is never going to get Vulkan, it appears. The latest 1540 is still from October or November, and that hasn't been updated. And last I reached out to Intel, they said that Vulkan wasn't going to be coming, so it looks like DirectX 12 is the last for the GPD Win. In any event, let's just take a look at what this is right here. We'll go here in properties. So you can see right here we're using the M3-7Y30. It says it's at 1 gigahertz. It actually will turbo boost up to 2.6 gigahertz. It has 8 gigs of RAM in this tablet itself. It's actually a super nice machine. I just wish that it had an active heatsink, and I also wish that it was in a GPD Win 2. I don't know when a GPD Win 2 is going to come out, but we'll have to see where we are. Raven Ridge would be another interesting platform to test to see how well it is. But by the time GPD or someone makes another gaming handheld, there'll probably be a better chipset available at that time. Anyway, this is Doom running on the Kaby Lake 7Y30. Thanks for watching. There's going to be some more stuff. I'm also going to be doing some videos on Dolphin as well.